The art of storytelling can be blended with science, and its classic example is Carl Sagan. A television show, Cosmos, was published on American television in 1980. That connected masses with the science of astronomy. The same year, in 1980, India launched its satellite launch vehicle SLV successfully first time. That was Rohini, and this was a proud moment in history of India. Its all credit went to a great scientist, Bharat Ratna, Dr. APJ Kalaam. The flight of these celestial birds with wings of fire had changed the face of modern life. The satellites are deeply connected with our day-to-day life. Hello friends, this is Lakshmi Raman Oza from Samartha Biology Tutorials Latur, and you are watching SBTL webcast. In this part, we are going to study the history of biological classification, while we are also going to look at few of the prominent discoveries during the period of Renaissance and after that. So, let us dive in. Renaissance, the cultural evolution in Europe, is marked by work of many people. One of them is an English dramatist, William Shakespeare. An Italian scientist, Galileo Galilei, was born in the same year William Shakespeare was born. Galileo used the telescope invented by Hans Lippershey, and he made his mark in the history of astronomy. Galileo's work opened the grand beauty of celestial world, while Robert Hooke opened the avenue of cell biology. An universe in itself found in a small blob called cell. His compound microscope helped to explore cells, that is, the structural and functional unit of life, the most used misnomer in biology. Actually, when Robert Hooke saw the cell that looked like a hollow cavity, and hence he named that as cell. But later on, it was found that this cell is an universe in itself. It has vast array of biomolecules and the metabolic processes occurring in a highly specific order. The term cell is actually a misnomer in biology. Contemporary with Robert Hooke, there was one more genius, and his name was Marcello Malpighi. Malpighi also designed his own microscope, playing with the lenses, and ultimately he used that for his own work. While observing the lungs of frog, he found that there are blood capillaries that surround the cells. They are microscopic blood vessels. Till his work was published, people knew only William Harvey. Harvey had described about arteries and veins, but it was Marcello Malpighi who first of all described the tiny blood vessels called capillaries, blood capillaries. Just to pay respect to him, there is a structure in kidney described as Malpighian corpuscle. That structure is actually the filter present in kidney. Almost 1.5 million such filters are present in the kidney, and these filters called Malpighian corpuscles, they filter the waste from the blood during the process of urine formation. Malpighi discovered blood capillaries. Indian culture has deep roots with worship of nature. India has been worshipping the nature since a long period. In Sanskrit language, the people tree is called Ashwatha. It is believed to be an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. It has its religious importance. Buddhism also respects importance of this plant. It has its own religious importance, and hence this plant was named by Carolus Linnaeus as Ficus religiosa. Next century, the 18th century, is one of the most important part in history of biology. In this century, the most important work in the history of biology was contributed by a Swedish botanist. He was Carolus Linnaeus. At the age of 25, Linnaeus travelled to Lapland. Lapland is a part of northern Sweden. He travelled on a horse and collected lot of different samples of plant species and their morphological parts. He studied them thoroughly, and after this journey, after this expedition, he returned back. Then he completed his medical education and he was known as a very good doctor. He was consultant to the royal family of Sweden. And then he suddenly left his medical practice. He started searching his passion again, and that was botany. He started a comprehensive study of botany. In 1753, he published Species Plantarum, one of the important book in the history of botany, in the history of biology also. Linnaeus is known to us for the most important reason, and that is the way he changed the method of nomenclature of living species. He introduced a method called binomial nomenclature. This method of naming the plants, naming the living species, naming the living organisms is one of the most important paradigm shift in the history of taxonomy. He found that it is extremely difficult to study the plants or to distribute the knowledge at a global level in different places, because the plants, the species, they have various different names in various different places. So, to unify this larger domain of knowledge, he started a system that could convey the exact living species, the plant or the animal, its information, its name, in a unified form globally. People can easily understand which exactly that living species is, and that can be easily possible by standardizing the method of nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature in biology is one of such important thing contributed by Carolus Linnaeus. When we talk about the Renaissance and a period before that, we certainly remember one name, that is prophecy of Nostradamus. If we go back in the period of Greek philosophers, there is a common thing between Indian academia and Greek academia. The study of constellations and sometimes prophecy related with that. The horoscopes in India are based upon lunar calendars, enriched with study of constellations. Greek people were excellent artists. The amphitheaters and the sculptures of ancient Greece, they remind us about the talent of those people. Socrates, Plato, and then comes the legacy of Aristotle. Aristotle is respectfully regarded as father of biology. And here comes the first system of classification in history of biology. So, the first system of classification that comes from work of Aristotle, the father of biology. Various different classification systems, right from Aristotle to Carolus Linnaeus. Let us discuss them in the next part. Friends, thank you for listening me so kindly. This is Lakshmi Raman Oza from Samarth Biology Tutorials Latur, and you were watching SBTL webcasts.